This review looks at a group of models in the colours of Daher-HCS of Germany. Model 02-1582 is a 6x6 Mercedes-Benz tractor. Model 02-1583 is an 8x6 tractor. And Model 02-1579 is a Scheuerler intercombi trailer. The 6x6 has previously been reviewed, so it won't be looked at in detail here. For the review there are 2 tractors and 2 sets of the Scheuerler trailer. So with all the pleasantries completed, let's waste no more time at all and get on and open the boxes. The first one to look at is the Scheuerler trailer, and it comes in the standard WSI branded box. And inside there are 2 modules, a 4-line and a 5-line. There are a number of bags containing small parts, but sadly there are no instructions with this particular model. Moving on to the big 8x6 tractor unit, that's also in a standard WSI branded box. And inside there's the normal expanded polystyrene tray with clear plastic formers. It is factory sealed and we can cut off the tape, avoiding at all times cutting off a finger or 2. Cutting off a finger wouldn't affect the model much, but it would cause a lot of howling. Inside the box there's the tractor, there's the ballast box for the tractor, and a bag with a couple of parts. We will start by assembling one of the trailers, and the first thing to do is to put some light boards on the back of one of the units. And here we've chosen the 5-line unit to be at the back. The plastic light boards clip into place, and once you've done that you then lock them into place with some plastic locking bars. The only problem with this is that they are a little bit awkward to fit, and it does feel like you have to be careful and not apply too much pressure because something might snap. With the lights fitted for the back of the trailer, we'll move on and join the 2 units. This mechanism is well designed because they interlock into place and there's a locking clip which then secures them. With the 2 units joined up, we can then move to the front and add in the drawbar. It's a press into place push fit, but things get intricate after that. And that's because the drawbar should be mechanically linked to the steering. And I don't mean by moving it with your fingers. In the bag of parts there's a steering rod which should connect to the drawbar straight to the steering mechanism. But things get tricky because you have to carefully feed it in through the inside of the trailer, and then make a couple of screwed connections which are very tight. There are also a couple of steel pins which lock the drawbar to the drawbar steering. So as you can see there's some intricate model engineering here, and here we've done the screwed connections on the steering rod. And then we can test it all out, and it's quite interesting to see how all the steering works. The last thing to add on the Scheuerler trailer is the metal cover plates. And there are a number of those, so you just need to lay them all out, and that gives you a smooth load surface. Moving on to the 8x6 tractor, and there's a drawbar hitch at the front so you can add a funnel and a pin. Whoa, look at those big fingers! Ah, that's better. The ballast box clips onto the rear of the tractor, and its purpose when loaded is to provide heavy weight onto the axles and improve the traction. The last bit of assembly is to add another drawbar funnel and pin at the back. The modules are very detailed underneath with hoses running along the inside. The drawbar has got some graphics along the edges, and there are some more nice graphics on the edges of the modules. The deck plates have diamond surfacing, and there are decent beacon lights on the light boards. The 8x6 Mercedes-Benz has got very good transmission detailing, and the tyres have a good tread pattern. The cab looks particularly good with a light bar on the roof. The front grille is also very good, and there's a realistic number plate. Behind the cab the equipment tower is modelled in plastic, but it is very detailed. The ballast box has got some detail in the casting, and the plastic tarpaulin cover is nicely textured. At the rear the lights have plastic lenses and the mud flaps are hard plastic. We'll start with the modules, and they are very well engineered and roll well. And a particularly nice feature is the sprung suspension, which has a very good range of movement. Each of the individual wheel sets has its own suspension, and both modules have their own fully linked steering. In both cases it is proportional, which means that the wheels at one end turn rather more than those at the other, so the module negotiates a curve well. If you attach the 2 modules the right way round, then the whole trailer can be made to steer very well. We've seen how the drawbar works already, but one very nice touch is the springing on the drawbar. And moving on to the 8x6 tractor, it also rolls quite well. It also has linked steering of the front 2 axles, but axle 2 steers too much compared to axle 1, so it skids a bit when you try to corner. The other feature you would expect to see is a tilting cab, and that works well on this model. And there's a decent detailed engine sitting underneath. Okay, we've looked at the separate models, so let's start joining them up and see what we can do. And we'll start by attaching a trailer unit to one of the tractors. Once it's in place, the connection is good and you're set to go. But it's always good to have a bit of a load on, so let's add our big fabricated beam. Once it's all properly set on the trailer, we can hit the road. Of course, that's all with one tractor and trailer, but we've got a big fleet here of 2 tractors and 2 trailers. And if we line them up, we can go for something unusual, and here they're carrying a massive Letourneau wheel loader. As another configuration option, you can borrow a small steering bar from the Schuyler model, and then use that to link the 2 tractors in series. It's all a little bit fiddly getting the pins in, but once they're done, then it's a good connection. And then you're all set to carry something big and important. There is another option, which is to join the 2 trailers up end to end, and that gives you a trailer with 18 axle lines. To move it along, you can put the 6x6 tractor at the front, and the big 8x6 tractor can push from the rear. At this point, the model is getting very large, so let's run the tape over it. And in this configuration, it's about 100 centimeters long, or 39 inches. The 8x6 tractor is a very detailed model, well up to WSI's usual standards, and it's highly recommended. All of the models in this review have been commissioned by Heavy Transport Models, and the Schuyler trailer completes the set, and its strength is very good model engineering, so it's also highly recommended.